1.5 million unbanked adults in Britain, in this country alone. 73% of all financially excluded people live in just 25 countries. And the number of people worldwide without a bank account grew by 700 million between 2011 and 2014. And I think we're almost ready to get started. Look, you've got a huge smile. You've taken the advice of our compeers. Great. So we're nearly ready, but just to introduce everybody, we've got Ian Dillon from Now Money in the middle. We've got Justin Short from Now's Global Markets Limited. And over here, we've got Tomo Nakamura from Doreming. I kind of want to sing it, but that's not.
It's exactly that.
Is that how you do it? All right, great. So we're going to kick off in just a moment.
I'm Tomo, the UK Country Manager of Doreming. We named our company Doreming because we want to touch millions of workers' lives, like the musical scale Doreming. We're based in Japan, the US, and the UK. And what we want to do is reduce poverty and inequality. So imagine you don't have a bank account. You are unwell after doing the work, but payday is a few days away. How would you buy medicine for yourself? Well, it's actually really expensive to borrow money for those without formal financial services. And there are 2 billion adults in this situation. And including them into formal financial services is very important. The solution has to be affordable. So today in developing countries, money is being digitalized, moving into mobile money. Digital money is transparent, safer, and cheaper for governments. Our target market is helping underserved workers in developing countries. We believe by working, we should have real-time access to our wages. We believe we've linked a real-time payroll system with mobile money, giving workers a relationship to earning and payments. So this is how it works. So Iqbal goes into work and signs in, he works, then he signs out after work. Iqbal's manager effectively approves Iqbal's wage, and his mobile wallet is updated. It'll get updated in a second. Okay. So he goes to a retailer and pays and buys water after work, and the retailer receives payment from employers on payday. So what we create is employment history as well as payment history. Stores can increase customers because workers have access to their real-time wages. Stores can use the payroll system and features for free. We provide employers an all-in-one HR system. Time is reduced, working out wages and taxes, and real-time position of cash flow for wages is provided. Would you be incentivized to work if you're able to pay for goods as soon as you finish work? We offer an interest-free, short-term solution. The solution for the underserved worker doesn't need a bank account. When workers buy goods from retailers, the money goes into the employer's wage account, and retailers get paid on payday. We've run real-time payroll systems in Japan in restaurants, call centers, hotels, shops, over 440 companies. And we've linked our system to financial institutes, and that's worked out really well. So for governments, our system can be set up so they automatically collect taxes. This data can be kept via blockchain for 60 years, that's something which we're working on. And this can be used as a certificate for social benefits to workers in the future. Data provides a voice for workers. It empowers them. Ownership of data is a financial resource to workers. The digital payment market size is around 130 billion in developing countries, and using payment data with messages can help workers to be more disciplined. Group data can be analyzed to provide insight to retailers and producers. So, digital payment data market could be around $144 billion. Workers are able to build employment history through our system. It's difficult for financial services to provide services to workers who are data poor. Workers' employment data can be actually used to customize affordable solutions for workers, and employment data could be worth around $120 billion. So the UK is not a single market, The UK is a leader in fintech, and by using fintech, new markets can be created, especially in developing countries. Through corporate social responsibility of companies in developed countries, new business opportunities can be created. And we would like to collaborate with those businesses who see developing countries as an opportunity and a social responsibility. So, if financial infrastructure is created and poverty and inequality are reduced, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals can be realized. And on March the 17th this year, executives from major Japanese companies and British government agencies gathered around in Level 39 in London to discuss how Doreming's initiative could contribute to UN Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.
Contestants, now it's time for a question from the judges. Who has got a question for Ian?
You mentioned that you got the funding already secured, and could you give us some more insight on where you are in your evolution and what your growth expectations are, and the size of the team you expect, the size of the business, so to speak?
Yep, funds. And then in June of 2016, so last year, we raised $500,000 equivalent seed round. That has funded all of our progress to date. We are just starting the process of raising a convertible note, which will be in the region of about $500,000 to $700,000. We will grow the team very slightly in this rollout period, but really we've signed up as many employees as we need. We just need to get all the accounts out there and really get them all onboarded. In terms of customer numbers, we've got a pipeline of about 50,000 already. We will concentrate on getting those out in the UAE, and then we will, I mentioned earlier, we were going to start expanding to Saudi via Bahrain and go to the other countries. But as I say, we've got a target market of sort of 26 million, so our internal target is to reach 10% of them. So yeah, in sort of 4 to 5 years, we're looking at hopefully over 2 million users.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Justin. My questions are about your customer base. You talked about the fact you had 22 million people that use the game, but can you tell us a little bit more about the new product? How many people have used it, where they're coming from, what the profile is?
Sure. It's actually 22 million trades. We have 500,000 people who used the first application. The weekly user numbers for that were around 10,000. For the new app, we've signed up about 25,000 people so far, and of those, 2,000 have gone on to make dollar trades, but we've only recently got the license and gone live. Sorry.
When do you break even? How many customers do you need to break even?
Right now, the cost of acquisition is roughly equal to the lifetime value. They're both quite comparable. So we're actually just raising some funding right now. With that funding, we expect to get to profitability. As we're actually very good at advertising on Facebook, we're acquiring customers for smart profit for 15 cents each. So it's a very low cost of acquisition in this industry. And, sorry, you asked about the players. 1/3 are female, and they're mostly in developing economies. So Southeast Asia, India, and we're looking also now at Africa and South America.
Great. And finally, a question for Tomo.
Hi, Tomo. So you mentioned that your product actually is bootstrapped by the employers. So what is the secret sauce that you use to convince them to use your product?
Okay, great question, Tomo. Thank you. So ours is really through partnerships. So collaborating with different businesses that can actually help to find partners within effectively developing countries. So, for example, we've got a Japanese company, let's say they've got a trading firm. Underneath them, there's actually companies within local regions like India or Indonesia, and we effectively provide the employers in those regions with our effectively real-time payroll solution, and then provide the service to them. And we expand effectively our markets through that by seeing effectively if that model really works. And we've actually seen effectively word of mouth by helping people, it can actually spread and it can actually help to scale. And this is something which we found in Japan. So what we did in Japan was effectively we helped low-income workers in Japan, and effectively there's about 440 companies who have been using it. And the reason why they're using our system is they can actually convince their workers that they're actually providing support to the workers, and that's been really important for us. Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, let's give these guys a huge round of applause. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to stay on stage this time while we get ready to vote, and just to get everybody, get your phones out, get them ready, get your fingers close to the buttons. That is it. That's it for the voting, and you guys can relax. Off you go.
Security companies usually are not cool.
Very cool, though.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for participating today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you afterwards.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.